Hi there, welcome to our latest bonus chat. This was recorded as part of our Ireland v Scotland Rap Pod. If you missed it, be sure to check it out on Apple, Spotify, and all the other usual places. Well, another Six Nations has come to a close, and I think we can all agree it was an absolute cracker of a tournament. With no further drama to be played on the pitch, that leaves us with the task of sorting out who was best over the 5 rounds in all sorts of categories. Our guest from the Triple Crown winning Rap Pod, Mark Jackson, is no stranger to selecting best 15s for Harpin on Rugby, so it'd be rude not to ask him to have a stab at team of the tournament. So why don't we get started with the backs?
Number 15, we'll go with Thomas Ramos. Listen, the man that kicked the winning penalty for France. I would love to pick Jamie Osborne, especially after scoring so many tries. But listen, Thomas Ramos is the man at the moment for France. I think his goal kicking won them the game yesterday. To be fair, 7 from 7, and especially with the pressure on at the end, he's been a superb player for Toulouse and France over the last couple of years. And especially after getting blocked down in the South Africa game in the World Cup, it was nice for him to get a bit of retribution with a game-winning kick at 15. At 14, I picked Robert Balakoon. I could have easily picked Kyle Steyn. I think he's had a great tournament, but Balakoon for me has added another aspect to Ireland's back play. He's very, very rarely stopped on the gain line. He always seems to break the first tackle, and that's really important. And on the left wing in 11, Louis B. Barry. Listen, I don't know how many tries he's got. I think it was 10 tries. Was it 10 tries or 9 tries?
Nine. It was a record, record from last year. Yeah.
Yeah, and as you said, I think you said
he'll get 10 next year.
He'll get 10 next year, exactly. You wouldn't put it past him. The centres I picked, one out of position a little bit in Minincello at 13 and Stu McCluskey, I think, at 12. So my second Ulster man in there, he's been an absolute block for Ireland, but offload and defensively, his offloads have really, really come into their own, but his little basketball passes over the top in different games and his trucking up and go forward has been excellent. And I think Menincello is probably the form centre in Europe, to be honest with you. His pace and his timing of runs. Yeah, I think Nasser Brex is a bit unlucky. He's had a good tournament as well, but missed a couple of games through injury. That's why he probably hasn't started. I don't think the rest of the Lions centres. I don't think Tui Piloto was brilliant across all 5 games. He was good, and Hugh Jones was pretty quiet. My halfbacks then, I've actually gone for Matthew Jalabert at 10. I thought last night just got him the nod over Finn Russell, and Jameson Gibson Park at 9. I think just for his game alone in Twickenham, he deserves the 9 shirt. Obviously, Dupont and Ben White both had very good tournaments, but I think Jameson Gibson Park's importance for Ireland gets him the jersey, and his game yesterday and in Twickenham were just that little bit of an extra bonus for him.
Great. Yeah, no, some great selections. Yeah, I mean, the thing about Ramos is, as much as we were, I don't think there's any Irish rugby fan watching that game that's watched the game regularly over the years that didn't think that Ramos was so going to nail that kick. Even before we saw it, looked so much easier from behind when they moved the camera angle behind him. But if you had to pick one person to take a match winning kick for you in rugby at the moment, I'd say you'd probably go for him. He deserves that. But you spoke on our main pod about how well Jamie Osborne has done. So you never know. We might be putting him in that position in the years to come.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah, absolutely. And Stu McCluskey, I mean, we should say more about him. He didn't win one player of the match over the tournament, did he?
But he didn't, but he could have been 4. He could have won 4.
Absolutely. And it's you can see why in each case. You can see Jack Conan, you can see all the others who won, who had good displays in the day. But when you take the body of work that he's done, especially when you look back over his history, the way he sort of had this tag as just someone who trucks it up past the game line every time, which is valuable. But test level, you need something extra, and he's geez, he's added so many different something extras to his game. Defensively, the offloads, the speed of it's like now it's like he sees the game at a different pace. It's like everyone else is going slower to him because he knows the pass he's going to do before he's going to happen. It's been incredible, and he's made that jersey his own. It's so that
not only
definitely
attacking,
deserves the 12.
but the standing ovation he got from the Irish coaching box for his tackle on Marcus Smith
Yes,
will live long in the memory as well.
it was more than a tackle. He was hunted down. He was full on hunted down
with a smile on his face
yeah,
as well.
Absolutely. He knew he had him. When you're chasing someone that you have him.
Well, me personally, no. I've never chased anybody in my life.
One knows, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But you saw him when he was 15 meters behind. He was smiling because he's going, I've got this fella. I've got him. And then he goes, he got you. Listen, Stu just has great footwork allied with a big unit, and the Irish Fridge is just a great nickname. It
Absolutely.
really does suit him down to the ground.
Definitely. Yeah, so that's the back line. Well, let's move into the pack now and see who you've got.
We'll go from 8 to 1 then. I've selected Caelan Doris mainly on the 2 games at 8. I think Ben Earls is probably the best English player all series. His stats have been off the charts. But I think the influence Doris had yesterday and Twickenham when Ireland really needed his leadership and his go forward, I think that nails the 8 jersey for me. Number 7 is probably a bit out of left field in Rory Darge. I thought he had a superb tournament. At 7, his try yesterday, his angle of running, and he had one of the best games at 7 I've seen in a long time against England. I thought he ruined their breakdown. I thought he was superb in that game, and not enough has been said about him, to be honest. I think Giuliani for Italy is unlucky, probably not to get it. He's had a good tournament as well. I actually have picked an Italian at 6. I think Lamaro, their captain, has had fantastic stuff for Italy's most successful tournament, and I think that he deserves a nod at 6. The Canoni brothers are going to be unlucky not to get a nod there at 8 and possibly in the second row as well. But listen, I think Michele Lamaro is a superb young player. He puts it in, week out in the URC, and I think he just brought that form over to the Six Nations, and he led his team very, very well. Second row, I've gone for Tyg Byrne at 5. I thought, listen, I can't not pick him. It was either him at 6 or 5. I thought him and Lamaro would probably annoy the crap out of teams if they ever got to play against one another. Unfortunately, they won't. But maybe in a Baz jersey one day. But listen, Tyg Byrne he was quiet enough against France. But listen, everybody in Ireland jersey was quiet enough against France. The games he played after that, I thought we managed him very well. And listen, he just gets better and better. My other second row is Juillard from France. I thought he was a superb player, considering he's usually a back rower. It was a tough choice between him and Olivon, 50-50. To be honest with you, I think both of those have brought a new life to the French second row in terms of mobility and their handling skills. I thought Juillard, considering how young he is and what he has ahead of him, is an exciting player and one to keep an eye on in future years. Tighthead, I've gone for Ferrari at Italy. Thought he's had a great tournament, and they really missed him for the last game. I thought he's a player who, when he was really, really highly thought of years ago, and just seems to get better and better. And listen, as we all know, props don't really peak till they're in their mid to late 30s anyway. So he's getting there. Hooker, I've gone for Marchand in France. I thought he was probably the most solid, less ups and downs than other. I think Dowie Lake actually had a really good tournament for Wales. I still think he's one of the ugliest throwers of a rugby ball I've ever seen. But listen, his ball carrying and his leading of a Welsh team was second to none. And I thought he's, considering how many problems Wales are having with their teams and their WRU at the moment, listen, he's put his hands up. He put himself out in front of the television time after time. Spoke very well, led well from the front. I'm actually going to finish with a Welshman in the 1 jersey. Listen, we have to pick Louis B. Carré at one for just his try against Ireland, but he scored. I think he's Wales' top try scorer. I might be wrong with that, but he scored 3 tries. He improved his fitness massively with Saracens this year. They've done a really good job with him. I think his impact yesterday around the park, allied with his scrummaging, has improved. But his try scoring is second to none for a prop, and it was great to see him score a try on the wing and show a lot of guys how it's done.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, like the Irish, considering how that game ended up, like we almost got as much enjoyment out of that try as the Welsh fans did. There's some great memes and some great banter online about that. But his overall performances in all the games, I mean, he did well he did well against Italy as well, and a great tournament for him. But isn't it mad? It's a 15 and no Englishman in it, but it's like you're not being smart by doing that. You're not trying to make a statement doing that. But you can see how it is. I mean, that's how their tournament went, you know?
Yeah, listen, they had some good guys put their hands up and play well, but nothing consistent. As I said, Ben Earl's stats are off the charts, as they always are. He carries 20 times a game, makes 15 tackles, but it's big moments that I would pick Doris for or different number 8s. I actually think Aaron Wainwright was a very unlucky player. I thought he's put his hand up for Wales a lot. I think Jack Dempsey has had a really good tournament for Scotland as well. There's a lot of good 8s or 7s that carry these days, and I think in terms of the English players not putting their hands up, Tommy Freeman would be the only other one I would think. But
he just played out of position?
I don't know. I think there's an almost Jamie Osborne-esque about him. What is his best position? He can play wing, he can play centre, he can play fullback. I think for the kid's own sanity, give him a position, let him stick at it. I think he's a better 13, to be honest with you.
Okay.
Attacking wise, defensively, I think he can still be got at 13. But he runs some lovely lines at 13, but he needs a better 12 inside him, I think, than Atkinson at the moment. But Atkinson had a fine game the other night for England. So listen, there's been years when we could pick 12 English players and have nobody from Ireland in it. It's just the way it's gone this year. It wasn't actually. Listen, you asked me to pick a team, I picked a team. The fact there's a few Irish and a few Scots and a few Italians in there as well. That's the team I would have picked. I've had a look at a couple of others today, and it's not a million miles away, but everybody's got their own opinion. But listen, mine is the only one that counts here. So
exactly, absolutely.
If you disagree with me, I don't fucking care.
I don't think there's ever been, especially in rugby, don't think there's ever been anyone's ever put a 15 out there that everyone's going to agree with. That's kind of the whole thing of it.
We've all been for beers with friends, and you go pick your best Lions team, pick your best Ireland team.
Yeah,
and if you ever agree on everything, it's a very, very boring session in the pub. Put it that way.
Yeah. Absolutely. Well, it's a great 15. I know we all round. I'm going to finish with this. We read a couple of comments from our Facebook page out on the main pod, but this is one that I think applies here, considering we're talking about all the teams. It's from Gavin Hegarty. He left this on our Facebook page. He said, "When in the history of any tournament has each team come out relatively happy? You've got France, who were the winners. Ireland, good tournament and hugely improved after a disastrous start. Got a triple crown. Scotland retained Calcutta Cup. 3 out of 5, a decent return. England beat Italy for the first time. 2 out of 5, good return for them. England salvaged a lot of pride in their loss to France. It showed a turn. And Wales might have finished bottom, but showed that they're coming back to what world rugby needs." So, I mean, that's fair enough. You know, I mean, all six nations, it was a great tournament all round. You could have picked, you know, like you say, there was several different options for all the 15 you picked there. And it's what you want to see, you know?
Fantastic tournament. Listen, from day one, we were disappointed with the result. But as I think Keego said in plenty of times, both on the pod and in the group, listen, we probably were a bit overzealous in our in our looking down on Ireland there, and probably overzealous with a bit as a Twickenham. I think the consistency, we were a bit up and down. For me, we had one poor game, two great games, and two could have done better games. It's not a bad way to end it. We most of us in the WhatsApp group agreed that we'd have taken third, with the amount of injuries we had at the start of the season. So listen, second is above that, and the two performances shows what Ireland can do going forward.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you look back over the past four tournaments, like 2023 Grand Slam, 5 wins. Each of the other 3 years, 4 wins. I mean, that's just 3 defeats in 4 seasons. I mean, that's super form at this in this competition. Very difficult to have that record in this competition in particular.
Yeah, those of us that are of a certain vintage will remember times where we can't remember 3 wins in probably 6 years. So listen, to have 3 losses in that time period is scary.
Absolutely. Okay, listen, great. That's great, Mark. Thanks very much for that. And if you, the viewer, have any thoughts on the team of the tournament, or indeed anything you'd like us to harp on in the future, please leave your comments below. And sure, while you're at it, be sure to like, share, and subscribe as well.